The CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series is a set of digital asset indices calculated and published by CF Benchmarks, the leading cryptocurrency benchmark administrator, regulated by the UK's FCA. Each index in the series replicates the performance of digital asset futures contracts traded on the CME, the world's largest futures exchange, without the need for a direct investment in the underlying digital asset. This can be particularly useful for institutions that are prohibited by regulation from handling cryptocurrencies, such as banks. For instance, the flagship indices in the series, the CF Rolling CME Bitcoin Futures Index and CF Rolling CME Ether Futures Index are ideal solutions for institutions looking to replicate exposure to Bitcoin or Ether without interacting with these cryptocurrencies directly. Our CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series indices can also be used as performance benchmarks for listed investment funds like ETFs. So how do the indices work? Typically, the goal of using futures to replicate an investment in an underlying asset is to gain perpetual exposure to that asset's price. Likewise, the methodology for each index in the CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series requires the purchase of the most actively traded CME contracts for that asset. These contracts are held until just before they expire, at which point they are sold. The proceeds of these sales then fund the purchase of new CME futures in the same digital asset, in an amount matching those that were sold. In futures terminology, this procedure is called rolling a position forward. However, expenses associated with the roll can have a negative impact on the performance of a futures-based index. This effect is known as tracking error. The CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series methodology overcomes this challenge by deploying an optimal roll strategy. Essentially, our methodology stipulates when and in how many transactions existing positions will be rolled based on historical analysis of market liquidity, including the assessment of both monthly and intraday volume distributions that can affect the tracking error. The methodology also takes account of the potential cost associated with a state when contract prices are usually higher than prices of the underlying asset, a condition known as contango, as opposed to a state when contract prices are lower than market prices, known as backwardation. These measures enable CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series indices to achieve the best possible tracking. Meanwhile, the Index Series methodology, which is fully public and transparent, meets the same high standards of accuracy and manipulation resistance as all CF Benchmarks pricing methodologies. The CF Rolling CME Futures Index Series. Optimal tracking. Unmatched guardrails. Proven manipulation resistance. The ideal digital asset solution for regulated institutions.